we have had a sort of organizing on the left that has somewhat been bereft of active and visible markers of folks who are of faith-based traditions. But when we look at the data, 75% of the country still affiliates with an institutional religion. 49% of the country still continues to be members of churches and on an active basis. And so there is a large constituency that can produce an enduring electoral majority that could enable us to have a future where we actually meaningfully invest in our set of communities. And so when I think about the sort of trajectory that has happened since Reagan, this emphasis on individualization, what that has meant is that the pulling back of faith communities from this commitment to social justice in a visible way has meant that the means or mechanisms by which we can articulate justice for this country have been bereft of the right set of avenues for convincing people. So when we talk about what are the components that actually convince people to take on the just action, it is that people often come in from the frame of they're convinced by data. People come in from the frame of they're convinced by viable actions. People come in from the frame of they're convinced because other people around them in a social way are doing the right thing. And they're also convinced by moral claims. When we think about the role of Black churches, they have the ability to speak in a moral way. They have an ability to speak in a communal and social way. They have the ability to marshal actions and, hopefully, also have the ability to marshal the resources of data in order to make compelling and convincing arguments. They also have a long tradition that is born of a set of beliefs about collectivism that needs to be sort of reaffirmed as part of our narrative. What it requires of us is a leaning more into the aspects that really define what our religious practices mean in a meaningful way. That sense of fellowship at its core is actually the strongest clarion call for a group of people who have often felt left out, who have often felt marginalized. The work of community organizing, the power that's there, the potential of the arguments that can be made, I see those very clearly and just wish that that was something, a much more shared reality across the board, that we move back to a prophecy of community wealth building that's much more important and much more enduring for us as a society.